Hello, my name is Eric Putkonen. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm talking about enlightenment is all or nothing. It is not a popular stance by many seekers, but it is the truth. Enlightenment doesn't really come in degrees. Either you get it, you see the truth, or you haven't seen it yet. There's no partial degrees. Think of it like a joke. If I was to tell you a joke and you got it, you would laugh. It would just automatically arise because the laughter would automatically arise because the joke was understood, it was gotten. But if you didn't understand the joke, you wouldn't laugh. And if I tried to explain it to you, you still wouldn't laugh. The joke isn't the same when someone tries to explain it because you still don't really get it. The natural reaction to a joke is a spontaneous seeing it, getting it, and it causes laughter. Or like a surprise party. If someone is, planned a surprise party for you and they bring you into the room, either you're surprised or you're not. You're only fooling yourself if there's partial surprise. It's like, I was partially surprised. No, you weren't surprised. You kind of knew that something was being planned. And so either there is true, wow, surprise when this party is thrown, or it's kind of, yeah, I knew it was coming. I could tell something was going on. I suspected. You knew. There's no partial. It's either there was surprise or there wasn't surprise. A joke is said, there is laughter or there isn't laughter. There's no partial laughter. There's no partial surprise. It's not how it works. That's kind of where the koan comes in Zen. Because in Zen they'll say enlightenment is sudden and complete. And the whole purpose of the koan is to get this flash of insight when the koan is said and it is understood. And so either what is said is understood or it isn't. There's no partial understanding. Partial understanding is talking about mentation, mentally getting it. The Zen koan is never grasped through mentation. It is not about mentally getting it. So when, say, a classic Zen koan, there's many, but I'm gonna pick one. How about this one? Why is my hand so much like the Buddha's hand? Either this will be understood intuitively, directly, immediately, or it won't. And if it isn't understood as a koan, it can be sat with in meditation. Not that you're contemplating it, not that you're reaching for an answer. But the idea is you sit with the question and perhaps the eureka, this, I get it now, and it comes to you. Oh, yeah. And that's just the way it works. There isn't I can kind of see that. Yeah, there's no partiality in here. It's not like there's degrees of getting it. Either you understood or you don't. Another classic koan. Why did the bearded barbarian go to the east? And this is referring to Bodhidharma, who was known to have a big bushy beard and very fierce eyes. Why did he go to the east? And either there is a understanding or there isn't. Now that one's a little couched in a lot of other stuff because Bodhidharma also would say he has nothing to teach. So you can't say, well, he went to the east to teach, because he often said he had nothing to teach. And so it wasn't to go teach or study or anything like that. But, there's these quick interchanges in Zen. And what they're trying to do is have you have this flash of insight. And that's kind of in the avenue of what enlightenment's like. Enlightenment, awakening, is this direct intuitive insight in which it is understood completely, totally, or it isn't. I've said that the enlightenment can also be considered a shattering of the illusion of me. And either the illusion of me is shattered and can no longer be believed forevermore, or it's not. It wasn't shattered and is still believed afterwards. And if it's still believed, that means the essence, the seed, the very foundation of a me has still not been seen through. It doesn't matter how much or how little a me is believed, the fundamental belief that there is a me has not been shaken. And so that's where another people see progress. They're like, well, I've seen so much through the me. I believe all this stuff isn't the me anymore. And they think there's progress and diminishment of the me. Well, no, the me is still fundamentally believed. And so the fundamental belief that there is a me has not shattered. And that is all or nothing. It's not partial. As long as there's a partial shattering, you're basically saying the me is still believed. In which case, the fundamental seed that there is a me hasn't been touched. And so these are just things I'm throwing out. You think of it like a joke. Think of it, like being surprised. Getting a Zen koan, having it said and just intuitively knowing, feeling, deeply, I know the answer already. It's not even a mental thing. It's not, you might get it, but not know how to verbalize it. So it's not even something you can just intellectually spout. Oh, what they're really meaning is this. It's not about that. There's a deep intuitive knowing, a grasping, a seeing what's going on. And until it is seen, it just hasn't happened yet. Seeing. How many fingers? Either you see or you don't see. There's no partial seeing. It's like you see or don't see. To have the idea of I partially saw means you did not see. Let's say it was totally dark. And you saw a flash. You wasn't even sure it was a hand. And somebody goes, well, how many fingers did you see? And you're like, well, I think I saw 3. And you could claim that's partial seeing, but that's not partial seeing. That's denying the fact that you didn't see. If you saw, you would know exactly how many fingers there were. If you didn't see, you have no idea how many fingers there are. You're just guessing and presuming and extrapolating based on limited information. But you didn't see. If you saw, you would know. And seeing is an all or nothing kind of thing. Either you see or you don't see. Kind of like if you're looking at a Where's Waldo picture book and you're looking around. Either you found them or you haven't. It's as simple as that. If you're looking around, it's like, I partially found him. No, you haven't. You might have eliminated places he might be, so to speak. And you could say, he shouldn't be here. But what if you overlooked? What if you overlook something and he actually is there? You don't know because you haven't found him. You haven't seen. But if you've seen Where's Waldo on the page, then you know exactly where he is. There's no partial seeing Waldo. There's no partially seeing that part. So, it's almost like fireworks I'm throwing here. It's like seeing. It's like a surprise. It's like a joke. It's like getting a koan. These are all pointing at the all or nothing nature of things. And enlightenment is one of these. It's all or nothing. Either you've seen it, you get it, you intuitively grasp it. The me has shattered, the illusion of me is shattered, or it hasn't. You haven't grasped it, you haven't seen it, the me is still believed. It's as simple as that. There's no middle ground. And so that's kind of what I wanted to cover today. If you got any questions, comments, please post below. But until next time, thank you much.